All right, so today I wanted to do something a little bit different. It's Tuesday, we've got the holidays and Thanksgiving coming up, and frankly, I'm going to be taking a couple of days off. And so rather than take the time to write out a big long email for you today to give you some value, I thought I'd just put together a little video because one of the things that I have planned for next year, I was just talking to my leverage coach clients about this today during our office hours, is next year I'm going to go all in on YouTube. And there's a lot of different reasons for that, but if you want the short answer, I have been doing content marketing for 16 years. And over that time, I have tested pretty much every platform that is available. I've studied them, I've worked with them for years. And what I have found is that YouTube produces me better results than anything else that I could possibly do. And so I want to start putting more time and effort and energy into that. And that's a little teaser for some stuff that's coming next month. But next month I'm going to be putting together a training for my leverage coach clients specifically on YouTube on what I know about it. I built 100,000 subscriber audience in my first business. My current business is running at about 6,000, 7,000 subscribers. But just to give you some idea of, I kind of know this stuff. I know what I've been talking about. But that's not really what I want to talk about today. I just thought I would give this a little test and do a little side-by-side, a little video here for you guys to run through how to get more coaching clients, okay? So there are some things that you can do inside of your coaching business that are going to help you deliver more clients to you, and not just more leads, but to help you with the conversion process as well. So we really have two sides of the coin when we talk about a client acquisition, okay? You have the marketing side of it, okay? That's what drives the people to you. And then you have the conversion or the sales side of it. And the way most people think about this is they apply maybe like a small percentage. They subjugate the marketing side to just awareness, right? Oh, I just got to get somebody aware of me and get them excited, and then they'll come over. I'll get them on a call, or I'll get them onto my landing page, and I'll let that do all the selling for me. And so I'm going to focus most of my attention on the sales side and not so much on the marketing side. If you've been around a little bit longer, you might apply, say, a 50-50 split. Marketing and sales go hand in hand, and they're 50-50. What I have found is that marketing really accounts for about 80% of the work that you're going to do. Not just in the time that you're going to spend doing it, not just in the, I guess the how you apply your time inside of the business, but really in the work that the marketing is doing. One of the things that I found out very early on in my first business is that if you got the marketing piece right, selling became superfluous, became unnecessary, right? And so because if someone is already warm, they already know what you do, they already know you, and they have a good relationship with you, and they already feel like you have value, they've already taken a look at what you have to offer, and they know they want to work with you, then by the time they get on a sales call or by the time they hit the sales page, it's really not that difficult to convert that person, assuming that they do have the money and you can actually help them fix the problem. And so there are 8 things really that I think you can do right now that are going to help you improve the overall marketing side of the business, the heavy lifting to get someone to come to you and either book a call with you or take a serious look at signing up for whatever it is you have. That you can start doing right now. So 8 things that will do that, and that will make the sales side so much easier, or perhaps even unnecessary. Most of you don't know this, but I sell using a simple Google Doc. When somebody says they're interested in working with me, I just send them the Google Doc. And it is not some sort of heavy-handed sales document where I'm trying to do a bunch of persuasion. It's just a Google Doc that lays out all of the stuff that we're going to do together and explains how the process is going to work. And I'm able to do that because most of the heavy lifting is done through my marketing. Okay? And so when we think about it in those terms, the stuff I'm going to show you today is going to kind of help you understand that process a little bit better. Okay? So the first thing that you really have to do, or that I would recommend you do if you're not doing it already, is number one, is find a unique mechanism. I'm going to mess this up. A unique mechanism for getting the result for your client. And here's what I mean by that is in most cases, especially if you're selling high ticket like I do, like most of my clients do, you are not the first person that they have bought something from. They have already purchased other trainings, other information. They've downloaded free PDFs that have this huge promise of everything they're going to learn and what they're going to be able to do. And then at the end of the day, it ends up coming short, or the process didn't work for whatever reason. And so when your prospect is coming to you, they are in most cases a mature audience, meaning they have seen what you have to offer. They've heard the promise before. Okay. And so what we have to do is we have to have something different or new or unique that we can put in front of them and says, hey, this is why it didn't work before. And this is the method, the unique methodology that I use in order to get results for people. Now, I do this through re-engineering the coaching business. I threw out the concept of courses a long time ago, and instead I focus on building what I call product stacks. And by creating product stacks, you spend a lot less time building out these big courses that you don't know whether they're sell or not. And you in turn just focus all of your attention on solving really big, painful problems for your clients. And once you've done that, then you can turn around and sell individual solutions to your list, to your audience, and to hopefully convert potential prospects into customers, and that those customers will eventually roll over and become clients of yours. That's the concept, right? So there's a unique mechanism that I use for doing that for my clients and helping them get that result. If you don't have something like that, it's going to be a big hindrance, because even if somebody sees you and they like you, they're getting value from your videos or your posts on LinkedIn, unless you have that unique mechanism, there's going to be that barrier in there that prevents them from coming over and actually joining you and buying into your program. Now, I've got a special going on right now. Just tell you briefly about it. I got a special going on right now just for the Thanksgiving holiday, for Black Friday, whatever you want to call it, where I'm giving you 5 of my top strategies and workshops that I've done with my leverage coach clients to help you solve every one of these things that I'm going to talk about today. I got a ridiculous price on it. Link is going to be underneath this video somewhere where you can go check it out. But one of the things I'm going to teach you how to do in there is how to create a compelling offer, how to write a high ticket offer for people so that they will come over and be interested and be able to handle that sales process for you, so that you don't have to do a lot of that heavy-handed selling. Okay, so that's step number 1, is have a unique mechanism for what it is that you do. Number 2, and I think that this gets overlooked. Well, it doesn't get overlooked, but it's just something that people don't apply enough consistency to, is to have a strategic plan for promotion. Okay. Most people don't really have a plan on how they're going to promote themselves. And what they do is they use the buckshot effect, where maybe they post something on YouTube 1 week or 1 month, and then they spend 3 weeks on X, and then they try that, doesn't work very well, so they go over to Instagram and they do something like that. And what that does is it prevents you from ever establishing a foothold, right? There are people out there and there are companies out there that are able to do a lot of broad-based marketing. So once you're doing millions a year in sales and you have a team of people that can help you with content development, help you with post-production, help you with making sure that things are getting posted at the right time, coming up with ideas, that kind of stuff, then you can think about expanding. What I suggest is that everyone find one platform where they feel like they can reach their audience. Now, for most of you, I'll shortcut you here. Most of you, it's going to be YouTube, right? Some of you, it will be LinkedIn. But even if you're going to do LinkedIn, what I would suggest is that you start with long form, and I'll get to this is one of the ones that I want to get to in just a minute. Start with long form video content and then break it up into smaller shorts that you can then distribute on those other platforms. YouTube's kind of unique in the sense that people go there to learn. They're going there because they have a pain or a problem they're solving for, and they are willing to sit and watch 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute, some case 2-hour, 3-hour videos if the subject matter is something that's important to them and you're helping them solve that problem. If you don't have a methodology for doing that, then you're going to struggle. And so we've got to put a plan together, and 2025 is a great time to implement this because it's kind of a natural reset point where we're looking forward and we're saying, all right, what do I need to do more of next year? What worked really well this year and I want to do more of, and what didn't work that I need to drop? The sunken cost fallacy is a real thing. If you're not familiar with what it is, sunken cost fallacy is just the idea that I poured so much time and effort and energy into this, I can't let go of it. We have to always be objective as business owners, especially as coaches and consultants, and take a look at what we're doing and say, is this working? If it's not working, is there something that we can modify or adjust to try and make it work? Or do we just need to drop it and cast the stuff aside and move in a different direction? Okay. And that's why I say having that clear strategy on how you're going to attract the right people onto your email list and to gain the attention of the right people. Because normally, I bet you if you're a coach in this industry today, there's only a small handful, there's a small group of people that you can work with. Now that when I say small, it could be hundreds of thousands of people, right? But you are not all things to all people. You can solve a few very specific problems for the right kind of person. And if you are not creating content and don't have a content strategy for that reaches out and calls to those people and gets them onto your email list, then you're going to suffer and you're going to struggle in 2025. Okay. So let's move on. The third thing I would say, and this piggybacks off what I just covered, is specialize. I heard someone talking the other day about this concept of, oh, well, you know why general practitioner doctors don't get paid as much as neurosurgeons, right? Well, it's because the neurosurgeon specializes and the general practitioner, well, he's just a general doctor. Okay? That's not really why the neurosurgeon, why the specialist makes more. The specialist makes more because they solve a more severe problem, and it's the only thing that they do. So if you're a brain doctor and you focus on dealing with brain tumors and things like that, those are very serious life-threatening problems. If you're a cancer doctor and you specialize in cancer research or cancer prevention or elimination, that is a much more serious problem than someone who's coming with the common cold. So the common cold just isn't worth as much to solve as someone who has debilitating, say, multiple sclerosis, and they're trying to figure out how to extend the healthy years of their life. Okay, so it's not in the specializing that makes the difference, but in the fact that where you specialize it solves an urgent and painful problem for the prospect. Okay, so when I say that, a lot of coaches want to go broad when they're first starting out. A lot of coaches that I see who are well established tend to try and go broad. And whenever they go broad, they start to lose the audience because the information isn't directly applicable to a specific pain and problem that they're having right now. And so what I would tell you is, piggybacking on your content, specialize in what you talk about. Come up with your 3 or 4 core things that you can solve for, and then beat them like a dead horse, right? Just continue to whip them over and over again. And instead of trying to come up with something brand new to talk about or something brand new to teach on, instead find different and better ways of explaining how to solve the type of problems that you solve. Become better and more specialized in solving those high value problems that your best prospects have, what I call premium prospects, okay? Now, let's move on to the next one. Got my little notes over here. I probably could have just written them all down and we could have solved this right now. The fourth thing is, don't rely exclusively on what I call attraction marketing. Okay? There is a myth out there right now today, perpetrated by a lot of people who are trying to sell you stuff, that if you just create this great content, that people will see your content and realize how incredible you are, and your DMs will start blowing up and people will start sending you emails asking to work with you. In my experience, that rarely ever happens. Okay? What you have to do is you have to combine the attention-based marketing, that sort of content marketing that most of you are doing right now, and you have to blend it with some sort of proactive outbound marketing, which is basically giving a call to action in your videos and your posts that says, hey, if you want to work with me, go here now. If you want me to help you solve this problem that I was just talking about, go here now. Earlier on in this video, I dropped a call to action to you and I said, hey, listen, if you're reading through this stuff and you're going through this training with me and you realize, hey, I need help with some of this stuff, I have a solution for you and it's available right now and it's on special and you won't see it again. So go and pick it up now, right? So I'm not doing any high pressure stuff. I don't care whether you get it or not, but I have to have the call to action. I'm not going to assume that you're just magically going to find your way to me and say, oh, Jason, your video was so amazing. How can you help me, right? That does happen occasionally, but the majority of the time, you're going to need to combine that attention marketing with some good outbound marketing or some good call to actions inside of your content in order to get the conversions that you want, okay? Now, moving on to number 5 is to build a nurture sequence or a nurture process. Let's call it a process because nurture sequence sounds like some sort of email sequence or follow-up sequence, and that's not really what I'm talking about. So when I talk about nurture, here is the cold hard truth about coaching and consulting businesses, is that people don't buy coaching when it's offered. Okay? They buy it, again, as I said, when they have a specific and urgent need that they either cannot solve on their own. They've been trying and they can't figure it out. Or number 2, they recognize that they could solve this problem, but it's going to be too time consuming and too costly to do it on their own. And it's just easier to hire you to assist with the process. Okay? That's why people buy coaching. And so people are not going to just flood in off of your YouTube video or off of your LinkedIn post and start scheduling meetings and setting up appointments to do business with you right now. Most of them are going to have some sort of long tail conversion process that's going to last anywhere from 90 days to 2 years. Some of the people who I just brought on as coaching clients this month have been on my list for over a year, and they hadn't ever purchased anything from me before. And then all of a sudden, within a 1 month time period, they signed up for a free training, or say they signed up for a paid training. They got so much value out of it. They said, hey, let's talk. I think you can help me. We got on a quick 15-minute phone call. And now, they've spent $10,000 on coaching, right? That's the process that we have to be prepared for. And the way that we overcome that long tail conversion process is we need some sort of nurture sequence or nurture process to put them into where we're building credibility, authority, and trust. Now, I do that through email. I email somewhere between 5 to 7 times a week, depending on what it is that I've got going at the time. And because of the way I do my email marketing, I'm able to do that without burning myself out or burning the list out. Now, in the package that I'm offering right now for Black Friday, I actually teach my entire conversion process. I call it my conversion incubator. The training in there is called Conversion Velocity, and I actually walk you through exactly how I do that and continue to stay top of mind so that when my clients are ready, when they have that specific and urgent need, I'm the first person that they think about. And it's a process that's not complicated, but it does take some effort and some consistency in order to make it work. Okay. Now, number 6. What do we got? Number 6 is leverage partnerships. Okay. I was just talking with a client today in office hours who brought on a brand new client because she went and spoke at someone else's event. And she had made the connection years before, and now she was ready to launch her own coaching business. And she reached out and said, hey, would you mind if I came and shared what I know with your audience? And then told them that they could book a call with me if they're interested in going deeper. This person said, fine. And now she's got a brand new client that she's brought on because of that relationship. This is especially important if you're new. But even if you're well established, doing the networking and reaching out and meeting people in your industry and in complementary industries is going to be extremely valuable for you. Okay, so who do you know? And this is the important point. Who do you know in the space who has a complementary but non-competitive product to yours? Okay. So again, if I'm a guy who teaches you how to get fit and how to build muscle, right? You might do nutrition, or you might do mindset, or something that is complementary to what they do, but not actually is not going to be destructive to their business. So I teach some copywriting. I do a lot more on influential writing, but I don't do a ton of copywriting. And I'm not probably the very best person in the world to teach copywriting. Well, most of the people that I work with, coaches and consultants, also struggle with copywriting. And so a great way for me to go out and expand my audience and my reach is to ask somebody who sells a copywriting product, hey, would you mind if I came in and talked a little bit about how I run my coaching business and the different methodology, how I re-engineered my coaching business out of courses and into solution stacks, right? It's a unique idea. It's something that isn't being talked about a lot. And so it's a way for me to get engaged, and it's a way for you to get engaged and to grow a list, especially if you're small. Because if you're small, it's very costly and time consuming to build the initial list of people that you're going to market to. An easy way is to go out and actually find partners who can help you with that. And again, in the training that I'm offering you right now, I have a whole workshop on tribe building. And one of the strategies that we have, and I've got several strategies in there on how you can partner with other people, how you can borrow lists, how you can take over lists, all kinds of training in there on how that are non-traditional ways or not thought of as traditional ways to grow a following of people and a list of people that you can market to. Okay? All right. Number 7, I alluded to this before, is create more long-form content. Okay? I used to get this question a lot when I would talk about copywriting, and one of the big questions is, okay, well, how long does my sales letter need to be? Or how long does my video sales letter need to be? And the answer to that question is, it needs to be as long as it needs to be. And someone will say, well, who's going to sit through an hour-long presentation or pitch about my thing? I'll tell you who, the people who are going to buy from you. The people who read 28-page sales letters are people who have high intent and who are going through and trying to make an assessment as to whether or not what you have is going to work for them. When you combine unique methodology with a lot of long-form content that is heavily tailored and specific and specialized to the specific problem that you can solve, man, you're going to blow the doors off of it, because now all of your marketing is doing the heavy lifting for you. You have a unique mechanism for getting results. You have highly specialized and specific content to the right kind of person who's going to be the ideal client for you, and you're creating lots of content, long-form content for them to consume. It's also really easy then to repurpose that long-form content, as I said, into shorter form content that can be redistributed on other platforms without a lot of extra work that you have to do. And so it's going to become more and more essential. People go through ebbs and flows about what works and what doesn't. The truth is, the best marketing strategies work all the time. And one of them is do more long-form stuff. The longer form stuff that you do, the more attractive you will be to the types of people that you want to work with, and the more committed they will be, the more sold they will be when they show up to book a meeting with you. So as I said before, really great marketing makes sales unnecessary, right? Okay. Now, move on to the last one. 8 is avoid the time for dollars trap. Okay. I don't know how many coaches and consultants I've talked to who bill on an hourly rate, right? They bill specific number of dollars for specific hours. And when they position their offers to people, they position them as, okay, I'm going to give you 1 hour a week. That's 4 hours a month. And I'm going to charge you $300 per hour. Right? So every session will cost you $300. What that does in the minds of your prospects is, number one, it directly ties the value of your offer or of your service to the time you spend. And we don't want to have that. We want to have we want to disconnect and disassociate what they're paying for and the stuff that they get. People who are beginners, who are brand new, those people are very concerned about stuff. They want 800 hours of video and they want it for $6, right? As you get higher up the income scale and as you start positioning what you offer to a more premium prospect, they are less concerned with the amount of stuff that they get, and they are far more concerned with the outcomes that you can produce, right? So you can think about it like this. If I'm only after somebody who's a brand new beginner, who doesn't have a lot of sunken costs in what they do, who hasn't spent a lot of time in trying to generate a result for themselves, what I can charge for that is minimal. And what bad marketers do, what bad business owners do, is they try to stack a bunch of stuff, 15 bonuses, 800 videos. For a premium prospect, that's a turnoff. They don't want another meeting on their calendar. They don't want to go through 8 hours of video. What they want is they want you to solve the problem that they have as fast as humanly possible. And so when we disassociate that time for dollars and we start positioning our service or what our program that we have on the outcomes that will be generated, you're going to see a whole new level of quality client come into your business. And again, inside the training that I have for you this month, I have a whole bunch of stuff on that, on how to create an offer that's going to convert to high ticket folks. Okay. All that stuff's included. So those are the 8 things. Okay. Unique mechanism, have a strategy, a strategy for attracting the right people and building that value. Specialize, don't generalize. Use outbound marketing in combination with, and calls to action in combination with your attraction-based marketing. Build a nurture process, so the people who sign up, who have said they're interested but just not ready to buy right now, you have a way of staying top of mind with those people. Leverage partnerships for those of you who are new in order to reach new audiences and people that you would never have access to for free. Create more long-form content, and then avoid the time for dollars trap. Those are the 8 things that I would recommend that you guys do. And as I said before, if you want to go check out the training, I put a ridiculous price on it. It's $197 for all 5 of those core strategies that I teach my leverage coach clients. So go and pick that up as well. For the rest of you, thank you so very much for watching, and happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys soon.